Welcome, welcome everybody on Tier 1 Esports. I'm Dragon King Soup here bringing you a DFE Platoon highlight. Now, it's a little bit different again because there is a time difference between us and a lot of the DFE players. So this gameplay is live, but the audio recording is recorded. Wow, I should have said that right off the bat. But basically, all right. The Super Evil Pop-Tarts and myself actually were able to interview both of the leaders of the DF guys. We have the DFE, the Fox, and we had Xpure 77. You'll be hearing them in the interview as well as myself, as well as Super Evil Pop-Tarts. Watching today, a lot of the DFE players are playing in a Battlefield 1 tournament. This is due to possibly rented servers not being in Battlefield 5. That'll be discussed in the interview later. So a lot of them aren't playing. So there's about 4, 5, 6 guys in here in this breakthrough server. We're going to follow them. The interview's going to be about an hour. So enjoy, sit back, relax, and also, if you haven't already, make your voice heard. If we don't get rented servers, the content you're seeing is going to suffer. So make sure DICE and EA know that rented servers need to be in Battlefield 5. And now, on with the show. Take it away, Pop-Tarts.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dragon King Soup. My name is Super Evil Pop-Tarts from Space Canada TV, and with us always is executive producer Talking Fail Kitty. Though I am at the Pennsylvania bunker of Space Canada TV, and she is manning the station over there in New Jersey. But today I'm going to interview the fine gentleman from DFE, and why don't you introduce yourselves to the viewers?
Yeah,
my name's Xpure. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, go on ahead, man.
My name's Xpure 77.
And I'm the Fox.
All right, and so why did you guys start your platoon to begin with?
Well, it wasn't even either one of us two that started. It was a guy called DFE Obi-Wan. It was started way back when Battlefield 2 was kind of going, you know, and bad company days and stuff like that. It was just a little start-out platoon between just friends for years before really Battlefield 3, 4 took off. Then it kind of just started branching out from there.
Right, so your platoon's been around for a while then.
Yeah, man, but it was just a casual thing for years, you know.
Still
kind of is a casual. Yeah, it still is a casual, more of a casual team than a competitive team. There's a big competitive side now to it, but it'll always be a casual-based platoon where players learn the game and interact and build on themselves.
Well, why don't you tell us all about that community you got there for DFE and its different functions?
Yeah, sure. Fire away, Xpure.
Yeah, well, like Fox says, like we have a nice mixture for what people are actually looking for, if they want to go competitive or if they just want to play casual. So we've got both sides of the platoons, depending on what way people want to take it.
Alright. And tell us about that whole sense of community. Is that being able to balance both the casual element and the competitive element? Is that what keeps the core of the platoon together?
Go ahead, Xpure, you walk away, man.
Oh, these have my name's just come back.
Fire the question again to him there, Pop-Tarts.
So the balance of the casual and the competitive of DFE, is that what that sense of community is, a general love of the games and the hobby? Is that what keeps the core together?
Yeah, well, I think the core just have a similar like hobby. That's what actually just keeps us going. Like we all love Battlefield at the end of the day.
I mean, you don't have to always be a super competitive player to just be in there.
Oh, not at all, no. Like, as I say, we take anybody on at all.
Alright.
Yeah, we like bringing raw guys in mostly, you know, and guys that are really not in tune with stuff, and then just becoming part of something, you know. Because they're the guys that stick around for the long run, and they're the guys that actually give most to the platoon and time-wise and the game and sense of community, because it becomes part of them because they haven't been part of something before, which is great, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know that from experience with my Destiny clan and our Space Canada group. I mean, you don't have to, and I know from getting into doing the commentating on matches that just because I'm not a competitive player doesn't mean I still can't enjoy the experience of watching competitive teams that are really good playing the game that we love. Besides Battlefield 5, are there other games that your guys and gals like playing besides historical war enactments with slight
I don't even want to think
stretching
about it, man.
of-
Fortnite?
Oh,
Someone's
hey,
gonna say it.
we only get one F word.
Yeah.
One F word, that's it. Per stream, we can't go any more than that.
Oh man,
Yeah, sometimes we
play.
might lose one or two players in Fortnite, but they always come back.
it's sort of calmed down now, man. Fortnite's kind of died out a bit, I think.
Still making big time bucks,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's massive now, so it is.
So any other
Red
games
Dead,
besides
Red
the
Dead
F word?
Yeah, there's Red Dead. If you were playing, the new Call of Duty out as well. Personally, though, I wouldn't play it.
Yeah, I think you lose a couple of players every time a big title comes out.
Dragon
But maybe-
is hinting. Is anyone playing Resident Evil 2?
Resident
remake?
Evil. I
There
think I'll actually
might be
pick
one or
that up
two.
myself.
Yeah, there's a few into that now.
I'm a big Resident Evil fan.
Yeah, it's what we've been doing earlier today, and we got a continuation after here. So when it comes to keeping, yes, Dragon, do your jig. I know you're happy. You're in your happy place. Okay, I don't need to see that. You know, go keep washing your unmentionables with the laundry. That's fine. So when it comes to keeping all your players, regardless if they're the casual players or your, especially I guess your competitive players for scrims and such, how do you keep all the whole core and the whole general group all on the same page?
Discord's the thing that's working for us anyway, and I think for everybody really. It kind of took over that battle log thing from Battlefield 4, and it's took on the life of itself now. Discord, it's just everyone's on it.
Yeah, I think it's just a lifeblood of
Yeah,
Platoon.
yeah. So you get up in the morning, the first thing you look at it, Discord. What's happened last night? What were the Americans at last night?
It's 24/7.
Yeah, it's 24/7, man.
Well, it's never a dull moment then for you guys.
No,
And,
it's lively now. In fairness.
Yeah, there's always something going on.
Now I know.
Even if it's just a laugh or whatever.
Yeah, man. It's always a bit of banter going the whole time.
Well, hopefully you got a channel that's dedicated nothing but for memes and shenanigans.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
that
well,
channel.
It's called the Mad Mulligan. We've the Mad Mulligan channel.
The Mad Mulligan channel, I like
There's
that.
all sorts
That's
of
good.
madness in there. I can tell you, it's a crazy channel.
All our madness used to happen on our general channel. We actually had to make a special channel just for the crazy people.
Yeah. And it's
The Insane Asylum channel?
It's the busiest channel in the whole Discord. Yeah.
Well, if you can't laugh, then you can't enjoy it.
Well, that's it, man.
I was going to ask XPure a question, but I'm just thinking about the Mad Mulligan challenge. That's going to be a very interesting channel. Yeah, I understand you take care more of the competitive side of it, XPure. So I take it Discord is a real big tool for your toolbox?
Yes, just basically like for getting information out there and then. It does a lot better. Like, we used to actually work off PlayStation messages and Facebook and stuff like that. It just never really worked for us.
Yeah. The PlayStation Network is just good enough for
It's not
parties,
great.
and that's
No,
about
it's
it.
not great. It's just very, very basic.
Yeah, it's too time consuming as well, and then people are in a game and there's messages coming in here, there and everywhere, can you play today, can you play tomorrow?
Yeah,
it's
blocks
just
your
very
radar off of
intrusive,
certain
yeah.
games and while you're playing them, especially if
It's
they're
just
of a
just
competitive
for getting
nature.
that information. Yeah, just for getting that information out, like who's available and just the very basic stuff. It's great.
Alright. So when it comes to we've mentioned in these interviews that pretty much Discord is the de facto thing that almost every platoon is used. And BSR5, just 6-star generals, genetic superior players. We've mentioned it so much that Discord, send us money. Money, 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 money.
Plug.
And hey, any future players, any people that might want to play Platoon, it's free everywhere. Free on your laptop, free on your phone, free on a tablet. So you really have no excuse of being able to organize your groups for scrims and such. Now, is there anyone in your group in the coming months that in DFE that we should be keeping our eyes on? Like some people you want to mention to be on the lookout for on the fields of battle.
Jesus, there's a right few coming through the ranks there at the minute. They're very, very good, very sharp. I couldn't put my finger on one player. Could you, Explore?
No, it'll be the same. Like as I say, like we've got a lot of fresh faces coming on.
Yeah.
Plus we've got all the old gang in as well. So we have a nice mix of new players and old players. And as I say, like I'm like Fox. I wouldn't like to pick anybody over anybody else because at the end of the day, it's just like a team effort. Everybody plays their part.
And with all that new blood coming through, you know, they're mixing and they're playing together and just becoming a one unit within their own right, you know. You know, we're not working hard. Yeah, we're not working hard putting people together. They're just kind of doing that themselves. Yeah.
So when it comes to playing the game, how does the two big boys here go about? What's your favorite class? Favorite loadouts?
Oh, I'm a doctor, man. Dr. Fox is coming around the corner with an MP40 and a bag full of drugs.
A bag
full of drugs and a bag full of ammo.
With an MP40 and a bag full of drugs.
You better be ready.
Yeah. If the bullets don't get you, the syringe will get you.
No.
I did need to bring that back, man, that you can syringe enemies. That'd be cool.
Oh, you can't syringe enemies to death?
No,
I've tried so many times. I'm just hoping someday I kind of get a lag.
That happen in matches.
Yeah. Just trying to even get some sort. Yeah, it was great, man. It was funny. 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't pull it off either. You know, you'd die before you get the syringe near someone, but it was cool when it did work.
Well, it was a great way of just basically. It was a better version of teabagging without the teabagging. You took someone out with a syringe.
Yeah.
How about you, Xpure? Who do you go in?
Well, I play between assault and medic. And like
what's
Fox,
your loadout
I like the
with
MP40.
each class?
Although with medic, like I love the MP40 and the stem, like my two go-to guns in the medic class. And then on assault, like I like the SMLE.
SMLE.
Just for its range and damage, yeah. It's just, yeah, it's a really good gun.
It's a very good gun, man.
You've just got thumbs up from Dragon King Soup on that SMLE there.
Yeah,
he approves. Now, Battlefield 5 has been out, well, let's just say probably it's been out for, what, 3 months? So,
three painful months, you might as well say.
3 painful months, and what is your
impression? The drugs don't work either.
What's the impression so far? And we've had a couple of patches. We had that whole
good,
time to kill fiasco.
Yeah.
Which basically made
it can't get much worse. It can't get much worse, so it has to get better. That's my view of it. It can only get better, yeah.
Is there any, besides the changing of settings from World War I to World War II, is there any challenges that you like or that you think are going to pose challenge for competitive teams?
Yeah, the spawn beacon's a big thing. We were just talking about that the other day. It's gonna add a whole new dynamic. That's if it's allowed. It'll probably be banned in a lot of setups, a lot of modes.
And I think maybe just squad play in this game is a lot.
Yeah, that's huge, man. Now.
Yeah, it involves your full squad.
Yeah, the squad has to unit. Yeah, it has to work as a unit now. Like you still get guys who run off Rambo, but they're gonna run out of ammo and they're gonna run out of bandages because you can only heal yourself once.
Yep.
So you have to go look for a medic. So you can never really drift off that far on your own unless there's a medic crate near you, which is so many few use a medic crate, and then at the same time they're very hard to spot. Yeah, it's not like the old days, you know.
I was watching Dragon play a match last night with GSP, and yeah, if you're you go Rambo, like you're pretty much SOL.
You're in trouble.
You'll do damage, but you won't go as far as you could go before. Well, that's the
Squad
right
play,
thing. You have
like
to kind of
you
run
said,
from.
squad play is going to be paramount.
So important.
Yeah.
And even a new spotting system, like I think you can play a lot more stealth here in this new game compared to Battlefield 1.
And you think that?
So maybe.
Do you think that tighter squad play is going to really affect when it comes to doing competitive play a lot more?
Yeah, I think it's going to improve it a lot more because people are going to be forced to work together from the off. You know, you're going to protect your guy with your support guy with ammo, and you're going to protect your medic. You know, them guys is important because you want the assault guys doing what they're doing, just doing damage everywhere they go. And support guys are just doing their role, keeping them on ammo. And the medic in around them, just throwing bandages at them, keeping them alive. So it's going to be so much communication and tactical now, you know. So it'll be a big change. It'll be a good change, I'd say.
Yeah. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, welcome change.
Yeah.
So if someone were thinking of starting or joining their a platoon, especially if they were thinking about starting a platoon, since you guys have experience in it, what advice would you give them for both, either if they were going to start one their own or if they were looking to join a platoon?
Well, I think to start a platoon, you need a core of really good friends on the same page, and just build it up really slowly. Make sure your guys are active, and just take it from there, really.
Yeah, just take a few guys, as Expure says, and start from the bottom. Don't be in a rush to build it.
No, I think you can grow your platoon too quick.
Yeah, and then
which is not healthy.
You're just a load of inactive players then the whole time. But if you just take your time and let members kind of drip in, you know.
Yeah, I think if you just, as I say, like if you just get the foundation right first.
Yeah, and just get a healthy build. Yeah.
Now, as guys, and I don't know if you actively recruit or even when you get
yeah, man, we're full-time recruiting.
If someone was thinking about joining a platoon, is there some advice you would give to them to go about actually looking to join a platoon?
Yeah, just add their officers on Discord or PlayStation or whatever, like, and just
win and play with them.
Yeah, interact, squad up, party up.
People like it, they'll stay. If they want to move on, or they'll go find wherever they feel comfortable. It's all about you feeling comfortable and enjoying your game time, because that's your time, like. So you want to be coming home you want to be coming home having a bit of fun with the lads, spending a bit of time having a chat with people you know, and you appreciate spending a bit of time with, you know. Because I love all the lads. I love getting on at night time, listening to all the crack and the banter, like, and then you get the slagging matches go on, and then the game gets serious and focused, you know. So it's all in all, it's a good out balance of fun in the evening. Yeah.
I mean, I know running a clan in Destiny that, I've got some people that, I try to get in contact with to at least know them, because, sometimes people will join the clan through Bungie.net, and trying to know all the players and what their schedules are and such, so you can get it doing raids and such, so yeah. Now, you've been around since Battlefield 3, correct?
Yeah,
Fox goes back farther.
Alright,
yeah, but it was Battlefield 3 was really when the platoon took off as a platoon.
So when it comes to the teams that you've played, is there any team that you would, if not call a rival, like a friendly rivalry where it's sort of like your Cowboys versus Eagles, your Yankees versus the Red Sox, your Manchester United versus Liverpool? Is there a team that you have where when you get in a match with them, it's going to be one of those knockdown, drag them out, quiet man fights through town? Is there any team that stands out like that for you?
No, not really. There's no real sense of rivalship, in the platoon now. So, which is a good thing. It's a good fresh start. So them guys haven't got any of that kind of baggage with them, So we'll just take it on ahead, and every team's going to be. You're only as good as your last game, so every team's going to be out to beat every team. So
might be a bit of banter leading up to a game, like, but then
Yeah.
the end of the day after the game, like, it's GG and well played.
So
Yeah.
Good luck.
some chest pumping in the beginning, but it's all, you know,
Yeah.
handshakes and
Yeah,
smiles
yeah.
at the end.
It's just grown men acting like boys, which they enjoy doing as well.
We
You know?
like our toys.
All right,
Yeah,
now when it comes down to discussion of skill players versus positional players, how would you describe a skill player versus a positional player, and what would be the positives of each?
You want to take this, Fox?
Well, yeah, thanks again, lad. I seem to be taking them all first.
Put him on the spot.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, you are the general.
Well, the support players, the skill players, and what I'd call a support player is the difference in them. The skill players are like a hammer, and they have to go out and do all their killing and hold the ground at the front, and like the support players have to come up in behind and hold that ground behind them, and either feed them with ammo or feed them with meds. So they all have their role, and then you need good campy players as well that are going to be able to hold a position. Because if they're learning just to stay still, they're listening, so they can hear the footsteps and the movement and firefights to their left or the right. Where like a running gunner's he's just got to be charging around, shooting in squads like that. So that'll be your skilled players, you know, the more highly mobile.
Yeah, we tend to try and put maybe skilled players play along with themselves, if you know what I mean. We maybe put all the skilled players in the squad, let them flank off, whereas we put maybe the positional players just on the flag or whatever. We have different rules for each squad, so maybe we can split a positional player and a different squad.
You need a balance, man. Yeah, you need a balance, because if you have all skilled players, which, you know, some teams do run all skilled players and it works for them, but it just never works for us. You know, we just have a different approach to the game, you know.
We've had a couple matches. The way we called them was the killers versus the skill. Well, at first we used to call them the killers, which is your hammer there, and then you had your positional players, which are the people who were good at taking the positions and doing more tactics. Where the killers were just send them out, let them kill. Then everyone come up
a positional player can be just as skilled as a highly mobile skilled player as well. You know, some guys are just really good at shooting. Once they're standing still in a position, they'll pick you off. They'll pick people off in 3s and 4s. You know, if they have enough support to help hold that ground as well, that in itself is skillful. Like,
yeah,
sometimes the positional player will give that skill player the confidence to push on a bit harder.
Because 9 times out of 10, them positional players are fighting your opponent's skilled players. Them's the guys that's coming on your flanks, you know, they're highly mobile squads. So that's who they're taking on, you know.
I think it was mentioned.
So I'll always give me dues to positional players, because it's not an easy task. It takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to run off and
leave her. Yes, it's the heat of the battle.
I think that's what was mentioned by Odin's guys last interview I did, where everyone's a skilled player, but I guess it depends on when it comes to roles. I guess at this point, I know if I were to play, I wouldn't be that frontline killer. I'd be more of that positional.
Hide under the rock.
Yeah, hide under the rock.
Hide under the rock and don't move.
My luck, that rock would blow up.
I was literally, I think I saved it. I was literally standing on top of a guy the other night in Battlefield, and I didn't see him. I was kneeled down beside him, and he turned around and started shooting me, and I just got the hit markers and seen a red dot right beside me. And I don't know how I didn't see him, but he just did not move. I didn't even see if there was even a body there, man. It was so funny. I was literally sitting on his head.
He was a very good positional player.
Yeah, he was very good. I should have recruited him.
Now, speaking of skilled players, all the from the league that I interviewed on last time, well, did matches with Dragon King Soup. We found out that tank drivers, at least in Battlefield 1, were very key to any tactic and being able to really control a map. Are they as important as they are in Battlefield 5 like they were in Battlefield 1? And what does it really take to be an ace tank driver? Besides that, the general opinion when people who know nothing about competitive games think, oh, it's just a guy that wants to be in a big metal tank so they won't die as much, and they have big guns to be able to kill people a lot easier. What does it really take to be in that tank and do a good job?
I think it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, it's different now.
A lot of practice.
No,
You see, they have to focus between the repair stations and they have to reload as well. So some of them have only 20, 40 rounds.
Infinite ammo.
Yeah, yeah. So and then it's the repair as well. You don't repair yourself back to 100% like before. You'll only go, I think, 75, or then if you take another couple hits, you'll only repair to 50.
Do you think there's going to be a lot more tanks that have dedicated tank crews in competitive?
There's going to have to be, guys.
There's going to have to be.
It's going to have to be because the tank is going to be.
The turn speed of the turret now as well. Like you can't really get the back to the tank as quick as you could before.
Yeah, you have to be careful with the shooting. Because it'll turn your Corsair, will be somewhere, and your turret's just not there. Like it's still turning.
Plus, the assault classes now is a lot more mobile. So
and very hard to see, man. The graphics now with the uniforms and everything, it's very hard to see the guys coming in along grass or in behind buildings.
A lot more camouflaged.
Yeah. The tankers have a lot more work to do. But in saying that, there's still a lot of skilled tankers out there. They'll adapt to that situation. They'll learn how to play that role as well. Like because it's when you get a good tanker, he's good in any Battlefield title. He'll always play a tank and he'll always have that same instinct.
To me now, like the skill level in tanking's definitely gone up from the last game.
Well, I know that the tank drivers that were really ace in Battlefield 1, not only were they ace in the tank, but they were also ace outside the tank too. So it's not just being able to just do that tank and be somewhat okay on foot.
That's it.
No, they lost their tank, and they didn't have a tank yet. They could hold their own.
Yeah. No, that's it, man.
Do you think
they're the good tankers? They're mobile on their feet as well. You see.
Yeah, we had a tanker the same. Avalanche was the exact same. Like he was just as good out of the tank as on the tank.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard that planes are a lot more annoying than they were in Battlefield 1. Not that being set on fire in Battlefield 1 was any fun. But do you think it would be the same type of mentality when it comes to getting up and above and coming around for strafing or bombing? Does it take a different mindset to be able to do that? From what I heard, it takes a lot of patience.
It does, and it takes a lot of strain in your eyes on the ground when you're flying now, because as I said, with the camo and the ammo, or the camo for the players, it's very hard to spot the guys on the ground now, especially with that spotting mechanism now changed. Excuse me, it's very hard unless the sniper's out with the spotting scope. You'll not spot up multiple enemies, whereas before in the plane you fly over, you'd see them all below, you spot it. So you knew where everyone was in Battlefield 1. Now it's just very hard for a guy to come in a strafe now and kill. It's not too bad for the bombers because they're kind of carpeting bombing areas still, Like that's
just have a general area where they're supposed to drop them, and just like, well, the gaming gods will sort it all out. Just let go.
But then again, what do you do if you end up that the planes can't spot the enemy more on the ground? Then the planes are going to become OP altogether. So it's hard getting the balance. It's hard. There's pluses and negatives with the planes now. I think the planes are actually not too bad. They're actually better to fly anyway from Battlefield 1.
Oh yeah,
far more maneuverable.
I'm pretty sure they Battlefield 1.
Yeah, a bit extra more speed for the fighters anyway. They're too slow. The bombers shouldn't be going faster than the fighter. Like you should be catching them bombers a lot quicker.
I don't know now. I used to fly a lot in Battlefield 1, but I haven't really touched the planes.
Even the fighters in Battlefield 1 caught up with the bombers a lot quicker. Like.
All right, is there a game that you guys have played in your long history where after the game was done and you're sitting back?
My long history. How far do you want to go back, man?
As far back as you want to go.
How long does this interview last?
Yeah. How much time have you got?
I'm gonna get the Wayback Machine, and we're gonna go way back. So, but is there a game that you guys had, whether it was, we'll go with competitive because it's a lot more stakes at hand, where you after it's done and you're looking back at the game, you're thinking about it, you're throwing back a few, were you kind of like saying, wow, my guys really cleaned house. We took it to them. We came back from behind and showed them what for. Is there any game against any particular platoon that stands out like that for you?
There's 2 games that spring to my mind. I think the first game was against JKP.
The Green Knights?
The
Was that
Green
in the
Knights,
BMF?
yeah. The BMF, like I think the very first season of BMF, like we really struggled. And then on the second season, we come against the Green Knights, and when like Green Knights were really good team.
They're a good team, yes.
They are a very good team. So we come up against them, and we just thought we'd try our best and see what happens, and they ended up like we actually won the game. So
Yeah,
I remember
that
thinking,
kind of bursted every gun then.
yeah, it sort of like motivated everybody else to carry on.
Yeah.
And
the
I know
second
We
for
went, we went in a great run after that, man.
Yeah. The second game I think was our first game actually in Tier 1, funny enough.
Yeah,
Against
yeah,
a team
that's
called Rag.
Rag.
Yep,
Yeah.
I know who Rag is.
And
They're very good too.
I think the first map we played, they almost pushed us right back to the telegraphs. I don't know, something just clicked, and we went on to win that game. But that's it, as I say, like that was the exact same thing. Like it was just a push we needed, like it was confidence we needed.
That's
So
good
there
because
are
Rag's
2
really
games that
tough.
spring to my mind, didn't it?
Yeah,
Rag
no,
are
no,
a very good team.
I tend to agree, and that was kind of at the start of both of them leagues that year. You know, they would kind of run into each other at the same time.
Okay, so we're gonna.
It just gave us the option that we could compete in the 2 leagues at the same time. We just busted everybody on.
We're gonna say, chat. If you've got any questions for Fox and Xpure, start sending him. So we're gonna throw out some other
Send
questions.
loads to Xpure guys.
Yep, and and Dragon's gonna want to get on the mic here to ask you guys some questions too. But I'm gonna ask some questions that I can remember off the top of my head. What is your favorite weapon to use, regardless of class, right now?
Well, I said earlier, the MP40 anyway, man.
Yeah, I'd have to
I like the Lewis
SML.
as well. Yeah, I like
The
the Lewis
Lewis gun.
too, man. It's a good gun.
Dragon
it's a
gives
very
you
good gun.
approval. You got the Dragon
Yeah.
seal of approval there.
I play support along with Medic, and that'd be my gun of choice now for support.
And
You know,
how,
it
about,
has about the best balance.
how about you, Xpure? What's your favorite?
Yeah, I still have to keep my SMLE.
SMLE?
I always go back to that weapon. So just feels right for my play style.
Is there a weapon that, when you first looked at it, you thought it was going to be a big steaming pile of crap, but then you found out that it was actually a diamond or rough? Any weapon like that that stands out?
That was the Lewis. That was the Lewis for me, man.
The Lewis gun?
I was expecting the MG guns to be just beasts.
Diamond and a rough. You heard me.
Yeah. Ah, no, man. I never used the Lewis in Battlefield 1.
I'm not
Oh,
going
what
to
have
my.
I
I'm
started?
not going to my dealer. Okay. Dragon, give me the Raz over here. No. Sorry there, Fox. You said
You're
Lewis
all right,
gun,
man.
and you were trying to explain
Yeah,
it.
it's. He got all hot under the collar when I said Lewis, did he?
No,
He's fond of
he
the
gave you
Lewis
the
as well.
thumbs up. He was like giving you.
Yeah.
But then he thought I said dime instead of diamond.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
And he'll play back the audio. That's the only way to find out.
Come on, chat. Come on. Side with me. Side with the Pop-Tarts. I did not say dime. I said diamond. You bastard. Sorry. Wait, back to you, Fox. Back to you, Fox again. Lewis gun.
The Lewis gun, yeah, man. It was a gun I never even thought of using, and when I locked it and picked it up, and I seen that you could run around hip fired and iron sided as well, you know, which was like the K7's just like a little sharp bursting gun, you know, but the Lewis just you've more bullets, you've more handling.
All right.
It just feels better, you know, than the K7.
All right. How about you, Xpure?
I think it's got to be the medic weapon on the Somi.
The Somi?
Yeah, well, the first time I tried like that, I thought the recoil was a bit crazy on like, but when you actually play around with it for a bit, like it is your diamond on your dirt.
Yep. Dragon.
Plus the different way you can set the game up or set the gun up.
Yeah, Dragon basically gave you the shaking of, yeah, that's,
Yeah.
I gotta agree with you. What is your least and most favorite map?
Hamada.
Yeah,
Nice.
Hamada. We'll just say Hamada and move on. Don't even want to think about
Hamada,
it.
move on. That's
Yeah,
pretty
no.
much what it seems to be the general consensus.
And that's all I got to say about that.
All right. Well, how about
What
your
were
most
Dice,
favorite?
what were
map?
Dice thinking?
that might be a little harder. Your favorite map? Is there a good one?
Oh, Rotterdam's my favourite. It's just that
Yeah, well,
close quarters.
Devastation's good as well, man.
map.
Okay.
Devastation's a very good map.
Devastation as well.
The flanks and that are crazy, you know. It's just there is no one choke point in Devastation. I was following guys up around areas in the maps there the other day, and I didn't even know there was great little camping routes going around the side. Just squad bomb the back flags, and in you go.
Yeah.
It was good old fun, man. There's always something else to do, you know. You're not just running up and down the same choke points the whole time.
All right. When it comes to
Rotterdam's
when
like
they,
that, it's the same.
When
Yeah, Rotterdam's.
Rotterdam?
Yeah, it's something similar to Devastation. Sorry, Pop Tarts, walk away, man.
No. I was waiting for Expert there. I didn't know if he was on the same page as you, but it sounds like it.
Yeah, no, I picked out Rotterdam.
Yeah.
It's sort of kind of similar.
Now, when it comes to when the league starts, and we're going to get deeper into that question once I pass the mic over to Dragon. When it comes to rule sets, we're going to just keep it simple, and we're going to go with weapons that you think will be banned within competitive league play. Is there a weapon that you think is going to get the ban tag?
No, whoever complains the most, I suppose that'll be the banned weapons.
Now,
I'd say the MG42 will be banned
MG42.
because of the rate of fire.
Okay.
You know, people just say all people do with that is lie in the corner. But at the same time, you know, if you can hold a position with a machine gun on a hill without sniper taking you out, sure, fair play to you.
All right. How about you, X-Pure?
I don't know, like I feel like I'll need to play a couple of competitive friendlies just to really just get a feel for the different guns. Sometimes when you're playing in public game, like it's a completely different story.
And it's hard to tell now because there'll be so many new guns coming out as well, like, you know, in the months ahead.
I don't think they've unleashed all the particular weapons.
No, that'll be their big thing. They'll keep bringing out new guns just to inject new interest the whole time. Especially with that Tides of War stuff, you know, because there's a weapon at the end of that every week or every 2 weeks.
All right, I'm going to pass the mic over to Dragon for a bit, and he's got some questions that deal with servers. So I'm going to pass him over to you.
Oh, that word.
Yeah, well, here we go. Hold on.
Hello, it's both.
Hey, Dragon, you're having a wee bit of a beat there, man.
I unplugged the microphone, but it's both Dragon from both the past and future asking questions while working the cameras. It's impressive.
Yeah, man, multitasking.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Just invent a time machine and do both. But here's the question. With all of the... They're not going to have rented servers. They're continuing going forward with the content that people may or may not want. They break front lines. Where is DICE and EA heading? With basically all their eggs in the Anthem basket, which is already not looking good. What's the future for Battlefield at this point?
I think they've thrown all their eggs into the Firestorm basket and hoping that just becomes a success, you know. There was an article there, Tier 1 put up there last week, or during the week about it, that, you know, what is ahead for Battlefield, you know, are they going to just throw this whole competitive side aside themselves and kind of dictate how people go in and be competitive and have control over it? So I don't know. We're just going to have to play it by ear anyway. That's my opinion. Whether Firestorm becomes a success and people start buying the game again and they get another injection of cash into the kitty, because they sound like they're broke at the minute with a budget. So they've kind of thrown everything into Firestorm, and if that is a success, then well and good. Hopefully it is, and then they can turn around and give us RSP, because the whole world's crying out for that now.
So here's the thing: is that it's not just it's not just tier 1. And this is the first time I'm going to try to name drop all the other leagues I know. You've got BMF, you've got the other leagues,
Everyone's
all
out
wanting
there,
this. Like, this
Yeah.
is the
Yeah,
one
well,
time
that's the
you've
same
got
thing.
all the you've got all one time you've gotten all the leagues to agree on one thing.
Yeah. And when does that
Trying for the
happen?
one thing.
When does everybody agree on one thing? Like,
It's not often.
it's not often. So, I think they better sit up and listen. Because everybody's not going to stop, man. It's just swamped every day now.
Yeah. And I've noticed
You know,
that when I
the
played
Christians
yesterday.
here,
I
everyone's
think they're
running
just doing
petitions.
damage to themselves.
Yeah.
That's going to come back to bite them.
I've
Because you
noticed
know what can
playing
happen
yesterday,
too between now and Firestorm. A lot of people could just drift away from the game and say fuck or to hell with it. I just nearly got that out there, man. I just stopped myself. They'll just say the hell. They'll just say the hell with Battlefield, and, you know. And then when Firestorm comes out, they might come back to it, and then they might not because they could be enjoying something else. So it's a big gamble by DICE and everything, you know. So see what happens, man.
Chat just
Like,
said
I think
that-
you'll get a lot of... Maybe you'll get a different person waiting for that battle, or that Firestorm.
That's
Maybe
it,
not
they're
your
different.
competitive player, like it's a completely
Yeah.
different way of taking the Battlefield franchise.
Maybe they're trying to tap into a different market. Who knows what they're at?
Maybe they're
Because
following
I can't get my head around it. I think they should have kept what they had first and then built on what they had.
Well, definitely.
No,
I mean,
so-
I'm really excited for you know, a tractor. Apparently, yeah, that was the big thing in the trailer. I'm not lying.
Get to
Like,
the
there's a
tractor.
tractor coming, and I was like, oh boy, Tractor
Get
Panzer
to
Track
the
1.
tractor!
Oh boy, I can't wait for me and my crew to jump on the sides of a
Jump on a
tractor and just
tractor.
wreck. You know?
I can't wait till we start fighting over who's getting to drive the tractor.
Yeah.
So it's just, the building
Who's
mechanics
got a
can be turned
license?
into farming simulator. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on the tractor, we're going to till the field, and we're going to win the war of attrition. That's how we're going to do it. That's how the game's going to go, and that's how we're going to win. Plant that corn. Just go, you know. Just plow it for the people. And here's the other question. So they're doing this thing where they're cherry-picking guns from all different types of the war, which is... The tractor's already been banned from competitive play, too. We have to worry about that. So it's,
Ban the tractor.
Damn, man.
ban
Could
that
strap
tractor.
C4 to that tractor and send it on in.
You'd be damned, yeah. But no, it's with the way they're releasing guns. It's they came out with some guns that were... They're trying, I guess, start at the beginning of the war and work their way there. We've got some
Yeah, they're
Swiss
trying to
guns.
keep it in time frame.
And then they're sitting there going, you know what? We know this game needs to be a success at launch. Let's just keep the Americans and the Russians out of this and just give people, Let's bring back the gun that never existed in World War I. No, let's bring back 3 of them. Well, that would be the Subslaughter 1906, the Subslaughter 1916, which blinded the original inventor of it, and the what was it? The KE-7. It was never used in the war because it's Swiss.
Do you know what it is? That's what I mean about. I was surprised the BAR wasn't in there from the start because that would have been just a general issue, heavy machine gun for all squads and troops in World War II. That in the British Army and the American Army, and in fact, near enough the whole Allied Army, that BAR was used.
And so this is just me giving grievances here, because it's like
Yeah,
every
even
time
taking
they
the
think of
decision.
something.
A KE-7. Whoever heard of the KE-7? Like, what battle was that in? The Battle of the Little Bighorn in Switzerland? So I never even heard of that battle in Switzerland or that gun before, man.
It's the Battle of Little Bighorn happened in the U.S.
Ah, no, that was Custer, man. I was only messing. That was
Okay,
my
I was
logic
gonna say,
behind.
well, wait a minute.
That was my logic behind their madness. If you get me,
Okay.
you know, bringing one thing into another doesn't mix. Like, you know, it should have had a BAR in there because that would have been a great weapon for sport class.
It's just been this interesting cherry picking of history.
Yeah.
They've cherry picked how they want to represent the history, and as a history major and written books on different factors of history, I'm sitting here scratching my head, especially with the Norwegian part in the single player, going, okay, no one's disagreeing that there weren't women involved in World War II. None. The Russians had women fighting on all different fronts. You know, women were on the front lines as nurses and doctors and all those other things. But to take a story that literally has had movies made about it and go, no, it was one lady and her mom. I'm like,
Who was that? Anne Frank?
no, it was the, it could have been, you know, Anne Frank with the Gatling gun. You know, you never know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That's how crazy they went with it. And Frank was in the house writing letters
Yeah.
with the Gatling going out the window.
That's a perk. That's a perk. Just it's one of your squad perks later on down the line. They've been saving it,
Yeah, the pen perk.
Pen perk. Yeah, no, you just rewrite history, so the whole match restarts if you're not doing well.
Yeah. We don't do just rewrite it.
Going to an 69, I'm 112.
Yeah, Yeah, it flips your score around. So the losers become the winners, just to make it fair, and tractors. So, but yeah, that's just the main grievances that I wanted to talk about here, since the whole rented server thing happened this week, and that this one's coming out at the end of this whole, actually continuing debacle. And so I'm glad the chat got in on here, so they're all happy. They got their grievances filed here, and they'll probably have more on Saturday. But I'm going to switch it back to Pop-Tart, and less talk of tractors and other things.
Pray to the dice gods.
Well,
Dragon.
you need to make sure you kill them rudibars real good. So, Dragon got a lot of rage off his chest there.
His chest, yeah.
Yeah, he was dying to get that out, man.
Yes, he was. He's been dying about it since last night, actually. Let's see. I can't think of any other new questions off the top of my head. And chat is. Oh, how's the new medic gun?
It's good, man. It's AK. Yeah, I like it. No, I went back to the MP40, but it is a good gun.
I was watching Dragon use it, and boy, that would. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good gun. Even in mid range, it's very good.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty good, especially when you throw that bipod down. It's deadly. So
I found the MP40 was a bit better for mobile, for mobility, for flying off the hip and stuff.
Off the hip. MP40 still says for mobility off the hip.
I mean, the MP40 is probably one of the best overall guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't play up interface medic, so for me it's a good alternative to actually make me not use the Lewis gun. So.
All right, so
that's it. I'm on the same page as him. Lewis and MP40.
Fox agrees with you. Tell us about Tier 1 gaming.
Sure, what's there to tell about Tier 1 gaming? It's going a long time, man.
Well,
it's
tell the new people out there all about Tier 1 gaming. Your experience with it.
Well, I think we first heard of Tier 1 through different platoons. They were all entering like a frontlines competition, so we thought we'd just check it out and see what the crack is.
Yeah, we were in another league at the time, the BMF. There was a few platoons there. There was a competition coming up, and a few platoons there were going to enter it. So that's where we heard about it, and then we went in just to check it out, and it kind of went on from there. That was way back last year, or the year before. Was it last year, XPR? Yeah, it was last around this time last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Last January.
Just by chance, like a couple of platoons that were already playing in the BMF league were entering at the same time, so we sort of knew half the platoons already involved. Plus, we got a chance of playing platoons I never even heard of before.
And I think you told me a story, Fox, during our green session about I think Ender got in contact with you when you were in a hospital or something.
Oh, that's right. There was he was doing a flying tournament, and a friend of mine tagged me in the post, and I was in the hospital at the time, and I just wrote in it, I'm in the hospital at the time. I would have loved to enter. He was, but at the time I was enjoying the planes, the BF1. And then he took the time out to me to write back, I hope you'll get better soon. Sorry to hear that. Check us out when you get back. And that was in around November time, and then this came up then around January time about he was starting to, it was the 100 Days Offensive. That was all being built at that time, and then we heard about it, as I was saying, through the BMF guys, and we kind of just followed in from there, But I always thought, I said to the lads at the start, it was always a nice touch that the guy didn't know who I was, took time out for me and to wish me well, So that was always a sticking point. That's what I was saying to the other night.
Well,
there's not many guys that do that, just go out of their way and say, wish you well. And it wasn't that I was making out there, oh, I was sick and, I was in a bad way. I was just said I couldn't make it because I was in the hospital. And he didn't know at the time, the guy, so it was nice then.
Well, My next question was going to deal with servers, but I think Dragon covered that part of it. So I'm going to
Yeah, man.
skip that one.
There's too much talk about servers at the minute.
What's your... Oh, you know what? That's right. We have a Space Canada thing where anything that doesn't seem to work correctly or weirdly, we like to call special features. Is there any wonderful special feature in Battlefield 5 that you're particularly fond of?
Well, the one where you're trying to let off the V1 and get a black screen. That is a special feature.
It's not a glitch, it's a special feature. It's not a bug, it's a special feature.
The black screen when you're loading into the game is another one, man.
You don't know if you're on the map or not.
But there's a bit of a fix. There's a bit of a fix going around, yeah. Hopefully they fix that in the next update, man.
But we know them things can be fixed, like. It's just the
especially
the private servers and stuff like that. Like, it's really what has me worried.
You gotta love them. All right, so guys, we're at the end of the interview here, but it's your turn to plug some links and stuff. How can people get in contact with you, and where they can find you at?
Yeah, we're on Twitter and Facebook, man, and we have a Discord channel as well. So we're pretty out there, man. The guys were talking about Instagram, but I don't want to see Paul Tinhead up on Instagram in a pair of pants, so I said, no, we'll not be doing Instagram.
That's for our pleasure only.
Yeah, that's fair, but we can only... We
don't
can't
want to
share that with the world.
Yeah, we don't want to share Paul with anybody else.
No, we have to keep it to ourselves. For everyone's sake, I think, you know, it's better we just keep them to ourselves.
Let's go to the Mad Mulligan channel instead.
Yeah, he always a Mad Mulligan. He runs it. He is Mad Mulligan.
As long as he got it, as long as he got a really spiffy hat, that's fine. He's not that mad. He's keeping all the madness is being kept under his hat.
No.
So you got a
Mm-hmm.
Facebook page and a Twitter, and of course your Discord.
Yeah, we've YouTube as well. Man.
We're working on a website at the moment, so.
Yeah, we've a guy, Rob Lou, and he's a colonel in the platoon. He's built a brilliant website, man. He's put a lot of work into it. So that'll be coming in the next couple of weeks, I'd say, maybe in a month or so.
What's the name of your Discord, your Twitter, and your YouTube?
Just DFE. DFE is the name of the Discord. YouTube is Delta Force Elite, and same with Twitter, Delta Force Elite.
Okay.
Facebook's the same, Delta Force Elite. You know, we're not that hard to find, man.
All right. Okay, I'm getting tons of messages from executive producer talking to Fail Kelly saying where are the noms and where is the fire extinguisher. So I think that's the end of the interview, guys. But thank you.
Hope it doesn't cause too much damage.
She's a cat. Of course she causes a lot of damage. She knows how to use my technology, and so
yeah.
all right. I think she said something about a death laser. I don't know. It's
I'd be worried about that cat, man.
She's killed many people on my teammates, so Dragon can attest to that. She loves grenades. That is her favorite thing in the world is grenades. So the next time you use a grenade, think Platoon to Fail Kitty's Grenadatorium. All right, guys. Thank you for coming in and answering my questions and dealing with Dragon's rage there. But from what I understand, it's pretty much the whole community as a whole are not happy about that.
That's it, man. The whole place is in arms, so.
Yeah. So I mean, I really want to be able to commentate a match again, and they're taken away from my high, and I don't like that.
The only reason we're complaining so much is because we care so much.
Yeah, we enjoy this.
And all the platoon, yeah, and the platoons have put a lot of work in building up their platoons as well, you know, for this.
Yeah.
Plus the platoons on the leagues, like I feel sorry for the guys running the leagues. Like
there's a lot of hours of passion, love, sweat, and tears that were put into everything. Leagues, platoons,
and you know what it is? There's so many guys that come through from Battlefield 1, 2, 4, organised and ready for it. Leagues, continued on, and like they deserve that, man, after putting all that work in.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, it's especially when you were expecting it. You know, that's why the work was put in, because people were expecting just the things to run the way they are.
yeah. Hey,
Especially
yeah,
EA,
how
guys.
well the competitive scene worked in Battlefield 1. Like, everybody was just
Yeah.
raring to go in the new
yeah.
game.
EA, you want to make money? Give us private servers. Boom, money. I know you love money, EA.
Should have just left premium in as well. I don't know why they took that away if it was about money, man. Because everyone that plays competitive would have bought the premium anyway.
I think
Yeah.
maybe they just catered for the casual player for that premium.
Yeah, so who knows
Just,
what's happening, man.
just cut it for them.
Yeah, well, it's Dragon pretty much encapsulated. I'll probably be able to watch the video later on to hear that conversation that you had, because I only heard his side of it, so I want to be able to hear your side. But yeah, it's a crying shame. DICE, EA, come on, please. You really want to make sure that this game lasts. I know you like putting out a new game every year, and that's a bunch of crap. But if you want Battlefield 5 to really stay alive and be on everyone's lips, especially within the gaming community, that's the way to go. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So I'm going to send this back over to Dragon King Soup. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Again, X-Pure and the Fox from DFE. And like we like to say in Space Canada TV, in space, no one can hear you apologize. Later.
And with that, this ends the stream. Now, the important thing you need to understand is if you watch this stream from start to finish, DICE isn't just giving us servers issues. They're not giving us servers. They're not fixing bugs. This game crashed not once, but twice in spectator mode. I'm not even playing. These are problems. These are problems that were not in an engine that they built another game on. These issues need to be addressed, and we as a community need to go out there and make sure our voices are heard. So go to, and I will give you places, Battlefield Big Battles. It's a Discord. Go there. There are petitions to sign. You can go on Tier 1. You can follow and go to the website. Sign the petitions there. You can just continue leaving comments on YouTube channels and other things. Make sure this is not left to be. DICE wants this to go away. Don't let it happen. The importance of this league, competitive Battlefield, and everything else.
We have now taken objective Beta.
I hate phone. So continue as a consumer, as I said, to fight for your rights of purchasing a product and getting services that you were told were going to be in said product. So with that, band together, follow the places you need to be at, and continue to make noise about not having rented servers. With that, here is the end of the stream. Thank you for watching Tier 1 Gaming. There will be hopefully another stream will be Vets next week, which is a reschedule. You can also go follow Pop-Tart and myself on Space Canada TV, where you can see the entirety of Leon's A campaign played in its entirety. It's 2 streams. Did end up doing rather well. Got an A on my first run blind. So join us there. Pop-Tart will be streaming some new games on Sunday. He'll be playing Monster Hunter tonight. And we'll see you, Space Canadians, here on Tier 1 next week. And until then, in space, no one can hear you apologize. And again, fight for your rights as a consumer for the items and things you want in your Battlefield game. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen.